Bold Thinkers, it's Kanesha from boldlivingtoday.com, and I'm here for our very first Wednesday club. So yay, I'm super excited about it. And it's back to school season, so I thought I could start off our first gathering or get together talking about some of the things we do for back to school, specifically around the calendar and the planner. So as you come on to the live, if you have specific questions about today's topic, which I said is talking about the planner and the calendar, just post your questions and I'll try to read them as I'm talking about some of the tips and tools. And if you are a subscriber to the Bold Today newsletter, there is a survey coming this week where you can suggest topics for future Wednesday clubs and just so that we can figure out the best topics to use this time wisely. And thank you to everybody who responded to my post last week in regards to doing the Wednesday club and being excited about joining it and all those different things. I know people are busy and our time is at a premium, but I kept getting these suggestions from workshop participants, from clients, from friends, to have like a weekly check-in, a weekly system for people to, react to some of the things that I'm presenting, or if they've attended a workshop to react to that, or to come back and ask questions, and to just have a clearinghouse for discussion and things like that. So I'm excited to do it. I have set up my schedule so that I'll be able to show up on Wednesdays at noon Pacific time to do this. And I'm always excited to share information. I just spend a lot more time doing it face-to-face, in-person events, and of course through my blog and specific to different coursework that people sign up to take with me. So just another way to expand that. And I also like the live part because I like the conversation that can happen right away and the questions people can ask, because I do post videos on my YouTube channel, but that is not real-time interactive. But hey, let's see how this goes. So one thing about the club, and people are like, why did you decide to call it Wednesday Club? The main focus of my business is all about creativity, helping people learn about their creativity and harness that in different ways to problem solve, to disrupt unfulfilling patterns, and just to see themselves as creators in whatever it is they want to do. So creativity has served me really well throughout my life, and specifically in my career, because with my husband's job always moving us to different locations, I've always had to get super creative about what I want to do next and what I want to carve out for myself. And then also in parenting my two children, creativity has been a huge focus in me connecting with them. Hey, Megan. Creativity has been really important in connecting with them and then helping them see themselves as vibrant learners, to let them know that their voice matters, their creativity connected to their voice matters, and that what they want to put out into the world, me and my husband, we support it and help them showcase it. And also know that people cannot run out of creativity. So that's super important. So that's what the C of Club stands for, creativity. And then the L stands for, learning how to successfully navigate the transitions that come up in life and learn the lessons. And I feel like I'm always in transition with something, and most of my clients are in transition for something. And I really feel it's important to have a safe space to talk about the transition and how to be a skilled beginner when you are trying out something new, but you have all this other experience coming with you, and you just still can't see your way through it in a way that feels comfortable to you, because transitions can be super uncomfortable and super challenging, and that's okay. So the L is for learning how to navigate those gracefully and boldly. And then the U is for untangling from ideas, thoughts, expectations that are keeping you small, that are not supporting your growth or what you want to do next. Because, there's so many messages coming at us. And I think about myself as a woman, as a Black woman, as a educator, as a mom. There's all these expectations of what a good, and whatever the noun is, looks like. And so a lot of times we have to untangle from any of that ideology that's no longer serving us, or that never served us, or underserves us. So I want this to be a space to explore those kinds of topics and things and get support and strategies around that. And then the B, of course, is building and amplifying your boldness. And, a lot of people know that my business is Kanesha Coaching LLC, but I'm always doing business as Bold Living Today because people should be living boldly every day, and I feel like everybody is bold in their own way, and boldness doesn't have one set of criteria for people. You can create your boldness in whatever ways you want, and so I want to help you do that. So specific to today, I wanted to talk about how to use your calendar or your planner to help you have a successful transition, or specific to school year, have a successful transition into the school year, or if you're someone taking on new projects or a new business or something like that, or extending your business in some way, which is a transition, how to use your planner to support you in that way. I do a lot of coaching and workshops around purposeful productivity, like that's the umbrella, but then I'll have different creative workshops that speak to that, and one that is really popular right now is my Hack Your Planner workshop, and I'm doing that with some local libraries within Santa Clara County, in the cities close to me, and then some cities far away. And it's really geared toward teens, but I find that it's super fun to have the teens and their parents or their guardians attend the workshop together, because then they get an idea of how each other thinks about productivity, organization, time management, and creativity. And it gives them another space to learn about each other, but to also see each other's expertise and talent in that area so they can learn from each other. And it's a really leveled playing field, because no one is more expert than the other person when we're going through the workshop. So I have this system that's called the manage system. I keep looking at my notes here because I get so excited I could just keep going. So I have to keep myself really focused. But I have my manage system that I teach, and each letter within the word manage stands for something. And today I'm going to talk about the second A in the word manage, and that stands for allow your creativity to expand and extend how you use your planner. So expand and extend how you use your planner. And a lot of times people don't like to use planners because they're, it's easier to use a digital format, on your computer, on your iPad, on any mobile device. And especially for me, as I'm helping manage my family's schedule and calendar, I have different things color-coded. It's easy to add things to the calendar, take things off. So I do use my electronic calendar, but I also have a paper planner that I use for my business and that I use for creative projects. I have multiple planners. I am kind of a planner junkie, but that's okay. And so when I'm teaching this workshop, a lot of times the people who come to me have these planners that they've had for years that they haven't used. The dates have expired, or the young people have planners that they've been issued from their school district, and they're not taught how to use them, so they kind of just stay in the backpack or get under a stack of things in a desk. And then there's other people who have tried to create their own planners for a notebook, a binder, or a journal, and then kind of get inundated on how to do it. And so what I do is I just show different tips on how to do that, and I help people learn their productivity styles and then match that to how they should be using the planner. But specific to allowing your creativity to expand and extend how you use your planner, I'm just going to give some tips specifically around that, because I think that hits all productivity styles. So there might be some things that you're already doing, and then there's some things that you can use to expand your planner. So one thing I want to say is, if you have an old planner that's brand new, that was beautiful when you bought it, but you never took time to use it, totally okay. Don't feel bad about that. Don't feel guilty about it. It happens to the best of us. It happens to me. Things that I do with those particular planners, one planner I had a couple years ago that I did not use, is that I turned it into my wellness planner. And so what I did, I used it to track all my workouts, all the times I meditated, all the times that I used my Zen rock garden. Like everything in that particular planner dealt with what I was doing with my wellness, whether it was outer wellness or inner wellness. And then since the dates didn't match up, because it was a brand new year, even though I was using it 2 years after the planner was designated, all I did was take, I don't know, I have a label maker. I love all those things. I have a label maker, and I just reprinted numbers on the labels and then cut them apart and just put them over the numbers, so that I didn't have to spend time scratching out the numbers or writing over them. I just put the labels over it. I've seen other people get numbered stickers that you can buy at an office supply store and put that over the numbers. Super easy, super simple. Another thing you can do is just reprint calendar pages and glue them on top of the old pages that have expired. Totally fun. You can write over the numbers. You can rewrite over the year. Totally okay. But the point is, if you have an old planner, you can still use it. It can still be maximized for your organization, for your creativity, for your productivity, and your time management. So that's one way that I use the old planner. I love to add stickers to it. If I did, that particular year when I was doing that planner, if I did at least 4 workouts in a week, I would give myself a certain color star. If it's 3 workouts, I would get a different star. If I had certain smoothie recipes, I tried it, or I had a certain number of days, then that would be a reward for me to get like a sports bra or something like that. So I used that particular planner as an incentive driving thing, and it was nice to have this catalog of how I spent that particular calendar year working on my inner and outer wellness, and then I can use that and see what worked, what went well, and then add that to the next year. So that was a really fun planner to rework, to reuse in a productive way that served me and allowed me to, expand my creativity and how I took care of myself. So that's one way you can have a planner if you have an old one that you are thinking about throwing out, but it's too pretty to be thrown out and you still want to use it. Another thing that I like to do is, I don't know about you, but I pay most of my bills online. And sometimes I do still get things in the mail, and you get these return envelopes back. All these, and then you have to recycle them and all of that. So what I like to do is I will seal the envelope, and then I will cut it in half so that it's like a little pocket. So it'll be about this, this tall. And then you have the opening for it. And then I have all this fun washi tape, all the different colors, different designs, and things like that. And then I will put the washi tape over the envelope to decorate it so it's pretty. And then you can tape, staple, glue that pocket somewhere into your planner so that it can be a keeper of the different materials. I like to put lunchtime love notes in little pockets. I like to put notes to myself if it's a priority activity that needs to be done that particular day, that particular week. That pocket can be designated for different things that are important to what you're going to do in a particular time, a particular project, for a particular person. Or it could just be a pretty pocket that you can have within your planner. Megan says, do you save your planners when they are full? It depends on what the planner is for. My business planners, I for sure save when they're full because I want to go back and look at the things that I did for particular seasons, particular quarters. I always have notes around people to contact or people I work with in a collaborative space or in a networking situation. So I always save those planners. The planners that are designated for health or wellness, I always save those. And I should go back and save the health and wellness planner I had. I made sure I wrote down any notes in there that I had for doctor's appointments for myself so that I can have my own track record of what was said and what's going on. And I know we have all these web portals that are that we can access, but I feel like a wellness planner is really good to have for family health history, as you pass that on to other family members or your children or something like that. Sometimes it's harder to get into the portal and you can access your wellness planner really quickly, get the information you need, and discuss what you need to talk about with your parents, with your children, or some other relative. So very good question. So again, with these envelopes, it's a different way to use something you already have on hand without going to buy something and using different pockets. When I'm teaching the workshop, a lot of the young people and other participants really get excited about pockets because there's certain pages within the planner that you might not be interested in and you might not use. So it's a fun way to expand the use of that planner or that particular page to do this. And plus, what you're gonna do with these envelopes otherwise? Recycle, throw away, yeah. So it's just a fun way to expand how you use those pockets. Another thing that's fun is if you go to Target, who loves Target? I love Target. And typically around back to school time, they will have these adhesive pockets that typically you would put on the front of a supply bin, like a little box, so that you can stick labels into those. Those are super fun because they are clear, they are sticky, and I have seen workshop participants use those particular pockets in different ways. They might have a beautiful saying, and then they'll glue that page down into their planner and then put the adhesive pocket over it. So then it's like a place where they put quotes or different notes themselves that inspire them, or if they know they're going to have a hard test or a project, it's a way to give themselves an instant pep talk, or they keep notes from friends. And I've seen other people use those as different ways to mark or section off the different areas in their planners that have some sort of priority or significance. So pockets are super fun. The other thing I tell people about their planners is, even though the pages are already set up how they're set up, it's okay for you to add pages, to do inserts, to customize it any way you want. And those of you who are following me on social media may have seen the post I did about the weekly scan success mapping. And this is a printable that you can get. It's linked to our Purposeful productivity link, so you can sign up and get that completely free. And this one just talked about what kinds of success mapping you're going to do for that week. And I know having a one-pager with your mapping for that particular week helps people decrease the amount of overwhelm they feel even before the week starts. I know a lot of people have, the Sunday stress, the Sunday anxiety before they start their week. So having a space or a place to map out your success plans before the week starts, excuse me, is a good way to decrease that overwhelm and to be more excited about what you're going to do. And specifically to this success mapping, there are 7 key spaces where you have to list what your self-care plans are, what activities you're going to do to take care of yourself. And that's at the top by design, because a lot of times people say, I got to get all these activities done. And the last thing that they add to the list is something to take care of themselves or something related to their wellness. So the success mapping sheet is very clear about success is linked to your self-care and how you're taking care of yourself. And then there's space to list, have a running list of the tasks you have to complete, what tasks go into the urgent or priority category, what tasks go into the ongoing category, like you continually are working on that. There's a spot for sometime this week I might get to it. And then there's a spot for delegate or outsource. And then, of course, there's a spot for random ideas because, when we're planning, different things pop up. So I'll have a link to this in the comment section, so if you want to get a copy of that. But you can just print this off. You can add it to your planner. I tell people they can staple these things in. They can use a binder clip it in. You can tape it in, glue it in. You can go old school and put, you can hole punch it and then use those metal brads like we used to use in kindergarten to put the pages into it. And I had one person, I thought this was a brilliant idea, is that they took this sheet and they laminated it themselves. That contact paper you can get to line your cabinets. They got the clear one and they put it over and they laminated that. And then they just paper clip this into different sections of their binder as the week goes. And they can write on it with a dry erase pen or marker and then clear it off and plan for the next week. I probably wouldn't do that because I want a running list of different things I'm doing, but for some people, they just know they're going to use it for that 1 week and then they're done with it. So getting creative and expanding how you use your binder, I think is such a fun thing. And the last thing I'll talk about in all this, because I know it's a lot of information, but I get excited about planners and productivity, is sticky notes. Sticky notes. I mean, I don't know if you have a junk drawer in your kitchen, but I have a junk drawer in my kitchen. Some people might have 2. And, using different size sticky notes can really make the difference in your planning. This is the standard size, but you can cut these into different sizes. I've seen people cut them like this so they can make little to-do tasks so that they know when the task is done, they can just take the sticky note out of their planner instead of just writing it, and they can keep moving the sticky notes with that particular task. One task on a little thin sticky note they can move it to different days or different weeks, or if they have a chart where they're delegating, they can move it to the next person. I think about young people doing group projects when they're trying to figure out the timeline of who will do what. Sticky notes are really awesome for that. You can get customized sticky notes. You can buy sticky notes that are printed as a to-do list. You can get larger sizes, different colors, just so many different things you can do with sticky notes. I mean, I think I might have to do a live about different ways I use sticky notes because I am obsessed with them. So those are some key things that I talk about specifically in your Hack Your Planner workshop about the Manage system. And we were talking specifically about allowing your creativity to expand and extend how you use your planner. So I think those are the biggest ones that people get really excited about when they attend the workshop with me. If you have any ideas about creative ways to expand and extend how you use your planner, I would love to hear that in the comment. Oh, yay! Of course you love sticky notes, Megan. I think you and I have about the same level of obsession with stationery stuff and cards and notebooks and journals and all that fun stuff. I just was telling a friend that I need to get down to Tuesday mornings to go check out their stationery section because they always have good and creative and different things that I can't find at my local like Office Depot or Target. So I would love to hear about, one, how you use your planner if you're using one, different ways you've expanded the use of it, how you've customized it for yourself, how you've changed it up so that it is working for you. And then any questions you might have about what I said so I can expand that. And then, of course, if you have suggestions for future Wednesday Club topics, love to hear that in the comments. As I said, I'm going to add the link to the success mapping sheet so you can get that. And I look forward to next week, Wednesday. I'm going to be talking about communicating with your college-age student when they go and how to use creativity to keep communication going and how to support their autonomy and also to support yourself while you're missing them, because my daughter's in college and I miss her every day, but we have really come up with some fun and creative ways to stay connected and to allow her to, spread her wings without me always being on top of her and, in our business, but still keeping us very much connected and very much close through creativity. So I'm going to talk about that next Wednesday. So I hope everybody's having a great day. It's still early in California, so I'm going to go for a walk with a friend here and also put my laundry in the dryer. So if you need to put your laundry in the dryer, that's a reminder for you. You can check me out here on Facebook and then, of course, at boldlivingtoday.com. That's where all the blog posts, upcoming events, different ways to access the on-demand learning. I'm still working with my web designer, and we are still building up the website because we did this whole facelift this summer, so things are almost done. So be patient with that. But most of the things that I mentioned today, you will be able to find on the website, boldlivingtoday.com, and also check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Kanesha Baynard. All right, everybody, take care.